Yesterday we have completed the depression in freezing point, that is the third colligative property. Today we are taking a new colligative property, that is osmotic pressure. Now what is osmosis? See, if you place a mango in salt water, we know that after some days it will shrink. It is due to osmosis. Now if you keep dried seeds like this Bengal gram in water, soak in water, after some time they will swell up, isn't it? These are all examples of osmosis. So if we are keeping some, or if a solution is separated from a solvent by a semi-permeable membrane, if you are here in Bengal gram, cell membrane is there, which acts as the semi-permeable membrane. So semi-permeable membrane can be of animal origin or plant origin or even synthetic or the white colored skin covering the egg white, that is another semi-permeable membrane. So when you are separating a solution by a semi-permeable from a solvent, the solvent molecules move from pure solvent to solution side. That movement of molecules is called, a solvent molecule is called osmosis. So the molecules move from a region of lower concentration to higher concentration. That is lower concentration of the solute. In biology you used to study, I know, the movement of solvent molecules from a region of higher concentration to lower concentration, isn't it? But here we define it as the movement of solvent molecules from a region of lower concentration. When you say the concentration, it is the concentration of solute in solvent. The solute is in the solution, that is called the concentration. So low concentration means it is lesser amount of solute present in a solution. Higher concentration means more amount of solute is present in a solution. So if you are separating a solution, a high concentrated solution from a low concentration solution, or a solution from a solvent, the molecules of water or the molecules of solvent will be moving, not the solute particles. The molecules of the solvent will move from the lower concentration or solvent side to the solution side or higher concentration side. That is called osmosis. So when osmosis takes place, certain hydrostatic pressure is developed. So if you are applying a pressure on the solution side greater than this pressure, then what will happen? The movement of molecules will be stopped. That pressure applied on the solution side just to stop osmosis is called osmotic pressure. So when osmosis takes place through a semi-permeable membrane, what happens? A hydrostatic pressure will be developed. So to prevent osmosis, you can exert a high pressure on the solution side. On the solution side, if you exert a pressure, the movement of molecules can be stopped. That pressure exerted just to stop osmosis is called osmotic pressure. And this osmotic pressure is a colligative property. And osmotic pressure is denoted by pi. And the equation pi V is equal to nRT. It is related to the concentration, the universal gas constant and temperature by this formula. Pi V is equal to nRT, or pi is equal to n by V into R into T. Number of moles per liter. So this is, we can write CRT, concentration into R into T. So pi is equal to CRT. Pi is the osmotic pressure, C is the concentration in moles per liter, R is the universal gas constant, and T is the temperature in absolute scale. And so this is a colligative property, and this is used to determine the molar mass. How will you find out molar mass? Pi is equal to n by V. Instead of C, I am writing n by V, number of moles per liter, into R into T. N is the number of moles of the solute. N is number of moles of solute, that is Nb. It is equal to given mass by molar mass. Given mass by molar mass. If given mass is small w, we have taken always the mass of solute as small w, by molar mass of the solute is Wb. So pi v pi is equal to small w into mb into v. V is the volume in liter. Volume must be in liters, into R into T. So pi, the osmotic pressure, is equal to WRT by mb into V. Then what is mb? Molar mass. Mb is equal to W into R into T divided by pi into V. Now the conditions. What is the value of R? R is equal to 0.0821821 liter atmosphere mole inverse. Liter atmosphere mole inverse, isn't it? That is the value of R. Now, what is per liter? So, what is T temperature in absolute scale? Now, the pi must be then in atmosphere. The atmosphere or bar, the unit of osmotic pressure must be either atmosphere or bar, barometric pressure. Then what about the V? V is the volume. See, it is moles per liter. See, here also it is liter. So volume must be in liter. These conditions must be, you will have to convert. If the unit given are different, you will have to convert them. So molar mass is equal to WRT by pi V. So this is used to calculate the molar mass of unknown solutes. Now we have studied 4 different colligative properties, that is relative lowering of vapor pressure, then elevation in boiling point, depression in freezing point. Now this is the osmotic pressure. And osmotic pressure is always preferred over the other colligative properties to find out the molecular mass of biological samples or any. It is always preferred. Why it is always preferred? One is, this is number of moles per liter. That means we are using molarity, not molality. We are using molarity instead of molality. That is one reason. Second reason, the value obtained for the osmotic pressure is much higher than the other value of other colligative properties. So what happens is, when the other colligative property value is lower, the accurate measurement cannot be there. Measurement will be accurate if the value obtained will be a little high. So the osmotic pressure, it has a higher value than the other colligative properties. So accurate measurement is highly important also. Now, can you tell me why biological samples, when you are talking about proteins etc., they are biological samples, genes etc., we can calculate the molecular mass of genes and all by this osmotic pressure method, and osmotic pressure method is always preferred. Why? Because the other boiling point, elevation in boiling point means the substance will have to heat up to boiling point, isn't it? The solvent must be heated up to its boiling point, and solution also must be heated to boiling point. Then what will happen to protein? When you increase the temperature, they get denatured, right? The sample will be destroyed. And if you are cooling it to freezing, then also the same thing. The temperature decreases, the denaturation will occur. The biological samples get destroyed if you are increasing the temperature or decreasing the temperature below the particular optimum temperature. So that means we can use, but if this happens, that is osmotic pressure is measured at room temperature or optimum temperature. Therefore, for biological samples, they are not destroyed. So always for biological samples like proteins, genes etc., we used to calculate their molecular mass using only osmotic pressure. So osmotic pressure method is always preferred over the other method due to all these reasons. That is, one, it is using molarity instead of molality. Now accurate measurement is possible since the value is high. Now next, the biological samples are not destroyed because the measurement is done at optimum room temperature, where the other colligative properties, they are either boiled or frozen. So that means their biological samples can be lost or destroyed. Proteins, if that is protein, they can be, denaturation can take place. Understood? So this is osmotic pressure, and why is it preferred over the other? Now see, when we are taking intravenous injections, you have seen the mixing that medicine with a vial, a liquid in the vial, isn't it? Water in the vial. It is actually saline solution. This saline solution is 0.9% saline solution, and 0.9% saline solution means all solution. Saline solution, we usually make the medicines are mixed with the saline solution, and the injections are taken in the veins. Now why it is mixed with the saline? So 0.9% saline solution. See, the 0.9% saline solution has same osmotic pressure as the blood fluid and the cell fluids, etc. So if you are injecting a medicine into the veins, that medicine must be having the same osmotic pressure as the blood fluids and the cell fluids. Otherwise, what will happen? If osmotic pressure is higher, then we call it as hypertonic. If a solution is having higher osmotic pressure, we call it as a hypertonic solution. Hypertonic solution. So a hypertonic solution, if it is, then what will happen? If it is higher osmotic pressure, the fluids from the blood will come out because the concentration is low. So the blood fluids will ooze out and the blood cells will shrink. Suppose here the medicine is having very low osmotic pressure, then what will happen? Then the blood tissue, the water from the or liquid from the surroundings will enter into the cell, and the cells will burst out. So both are dangerous. So thus any medicine, if you are injecting in the blood, they must be isotonic. Now what is isotonic? Isotonic solutions are solutions which are having same osmotic pressure. So we will have to make the medicine isotonic with the blood fluids and cell fluids. That is why we are mixing them with the 0.9% saline solution. So usually what we do is, we take medicines will be there in a small bottle, white powder and all. Then another vial will be there, which is a 0.9% saline solution. Or if at all it is not there, also the nurses, they used to mix it with a saline solution and shake it very well, and then only they inject this to our blood. Understood? Or otherwise also, if it is in liquid form also, they will be isotonic with the blood fluids. Okay, so this is a condition for any intravenous injection, that medicine must be isotonic with the blood. Now if we are taking more salt along with the food, what happens is, then this body fluids will concentrate on our knees, etc., elbow joints, etc., and cause pain. Such situation can arise if you are eating more salt. So we must avoid eating more salt. Edema, that condition is called edema. The knees and the joints, leg joints and this joints, elbow joints, everywhere swelling will come due to excess eating of salt. So we must avoid that. So this is osmosis. So what is osmotic pressure? The pressure applied on solution side just to stop osmosis. So suppose we are separating a solution from solvent, a solution, we are taking two solutions, and this is a semi-permeable membrane. This is solution and this is solvent, and from solvent side molecules will be coming in the solution side. We are applying a pressure on the solution side greater than, if it is equal to osmotic pressure, what happens, this movement of solvent molecules will be prevented. That is, osmosis will be prevented. Suppose I am applying a pressure greater than this osmotic pressure, then what will happen? If I am applying a pressure greater than osmotic pressure, the solvent molecules from the solution will move to pure solvent. The reverse direction they will go. That is called reverse osmosis. Reverse osmosis. So what is reverse osmosis? The movement of solvent molecules from that solution to solvent when a pressure greater than osmotic pressure is applied on the solution side. That is called reverse osmosis. And by reverse osmosis, and this is a semi-permeable membrane, SPM. See, this method we can use to separate or purify water if water resources are very less in a country. For example, Gulf countries and all, they have a lot of seawater, isn't it? But freshwater supply is much less. So what they do is they purify water by reverse osmosis. Otherwise also we can also do it if unwanted minerals are there in water. It can be purified by reverse osmosis by applying a pressure greater than osmotic pressure on the solution side. Okay, this is called a reverse osmosis. Usually they use cellulose, acetate, etc. as semi-permeable membranes. And even cellophane papers, they are also semi-permeable membranes. They seem to be continuous, but microscopic holes are there in the semi-permeable membranes. Only solvent molecules can move through it. Now, so reverse osmosis, you might have heard RO water. There is everywhere there is RO water. What is this RO water? Reverse osmosis, purified by reverse osmosis. That is, we are by applying current, we are applying a pressure on the solution side, and pure water is moving from solution to solvent side. That is called the reverse osmosis. Using a semi-permeable membrane will be used to separate the solute particles. So this is called the reverse osmosis. So osmotic pressure is a colligative property. It depends on the number of particles, and colligative osmotic pressure pi is equal to, pi v is equal to nRT. Pi v is equal to nRT, or pi is equal to n by v into RT, or n by v is equal to CRT. So pi is equal to CRT, or pi is equal to n by v into RT. N is the number of moles of the solute, and number of moles of solute is equal to given mass by molar mass, or small w by mv. So pi is equal to WRT by mv into v, or mv is equal to WRT by pi v. And I told you V must be in liters and the osmotic pressure must be in atmosphere. So this is osmotic pressure. So here is a question based on osmotic pressure. A solution is prepared by dissolving 8.95 milligram of a gene fragment in water to form 35 ml solution. Osmotic pressure at 25 degrees Celsius is 0.335 torr. Calculate the molar mass of G. This is the question. Now, what is our osmotic pressure? Pi is equal to W into R into T by mb into V. Now, what do you have to calculate? The molar mass of the gene. So, mb you will have to calculate. mb is equal to small w into R into T by 5 into V. Now what is W? What is W? The mass of the solute. How much it is? W is equal to 8.95 milligram. So you will have to convert it into gram. How will you convert? 8.95 into 10 raised to minus 3. That is the mass. It will become gram now. Isn't it? So you will have to convert to gram. Now what is volume V is equal to 35 ml solution. 35 ml. I told you the volume must be in liters. So convert milliliter to liter into 10 raised to minus 3. 1000 milliliter is 1 liter. So you will have to convert to liter. Now what is R value? R is equal to 0.082 liter atmosphere Kelvin inverse mole inverse. Now what is our osmotic pressure? Pi is equal to, what is pi? 0.335 torr. 0.335 torr. It must be converted to what? Atmosphere. So you will have to convert that, you divide with the 760. If you divide torr with the 760, you can convert to atmosphere. It is almost similar to millimeters of mercury. So you divide with the 760. 1 torr will be equal to 1 millimeter of mercury. So to convert that, you will have to divide by 760. This much atmosphere then it becomes. Now we have converted to atmosphere. Temperature. What is temperature T? This 25 degrees Celsius. So you will have to convert the Kelvin scale. Capital T M. So 273 plus 25, that is equal to 298 Kelvin. Temperature. Now you will have to substitute. Pi is equal to small w. What is small w? 8.95 into 10 raised to minus 3 gram into what is R value? 0.082 liter atmosphere Kelvin inverse mole inverse. Then into T is 298 Kelvin divided by then pi. What is pi? Pi is 0.335 by 760. So 760 will go up into 760 into then V. What is volume? Volume is equal to 35 into 10 raised to minus 3 liters. So liter will cancel. Atmosphere, this is atmosphere, that will cancel. Kelvin inverse and this Kelvin, 298 Kelvin will cancel. You will get only gram per mole. Okay. So do it and tell me the answer.